Hi guys, welcome back to GT Musketeers. Today is a Christmas special, and what we're going to be doing today is making a Guyanese fruit slash black cake. So come on and join me. I'll explain all the ingredients and maybe you can bake this for your Christmas holiday and New Year's season. Come on. So over here, we're going to explain all of the ingredients, okay? So I kind of measured everything out already. We're going to have our butter, and this is, I'm choosing a good quality butter. It's President butter and it's unsalted. I'm going to use, this is 7 ounces. I'm going to use about 8 ounces. So one of these and a little sliver of this other one right here. The other part is 4 eggs, and you want to get high quality ingredients because the better the quality ingredients, you're going to have more delicious cake. Also, I have 2 different kind of browning to give it that delicious brown color or black color: vanilla essence, almond essence, baking powder, nutmeg. I have my grater here for grating the nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom powder. I picked fresh citrus from our tree in the back. I'm gonna grate some of that into it. I have my sugar. This is 2 cups of sugar, and I have 2 cups of flour and one of these containers of fruit that's bought from the West Indian grocery store. So if you're late at the game, now is not time to really soak fruits. You want to definitely get this and get the baking started. Alright guys, as you can see, I have been you should put out the butter to get to room temperature way ahead of your baking time. So that's what I did, and I should have really put this out a little bit longer, but it's all good. It's been out for a good 20 minutes. So remember, I said this is about 8 ounces right here, and it's an unsalted butter. The next part is I do need a quick slitter of this because just about 8 to 9 ounces of butter is what you need. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to just, you know, you average it out like this way. So you take that, put that in a bowl. I'm actually going to take a little bit more. And you put that in there, and then you have your sugar. The 2 ingredients, actually before I go to the sugar, I'm going to just kind of mush this butter and get it nice and soft. And you will see that it will come along nice with the brown sugar. And I really think you should use brown sugar for this recipe just because it's Guyanese fruit cake. It's a Guyanese black cake, so you want to have those authentic ingredients. And you see you get the butter nice and soft here. And I like to mush this around before I add my sugar, because when I add my sugar, it's just gonna get softer. And I don't use a cake mixer for this. You could, but it doesn't really require a cake mixer. I've made this fruit cake twice now, and it really came out delicious without the mixer. So you don't have to go buy a mixer or anything like that. Alright guys, take a look at this. This is the delicious unsalted butter, and I kind of mushed it down after it's been at room temperature. I'm going to add in my sugar now, and you're going to mix these 2 ingredients together. Make it nice and smooth, so it's just going to be a mixing process, and I guess you could get your workout with this as well. Alright guys, so as you can see in here, the sugar and the unsalted butter, we're mixing it together, and you just want the butter to mix nicely into the brown sugar. You can see that there's a little butter there. You just want to make sure it's nice and melded well, and it's getting nice and soft. And the next step I will show you will be the eggs. We're going to add in our 4 eggs one at a time. Alright guys, so you have the butter and the sugar nicely mixed here, and you definitely get your hand workout in with that. And then I have my 4 eggs. So next step, you're going to crack each of these, and you're going to add them into this sugar and butter mixture. So you just put it directly in here. And what I do is you want to add 1 egg in at a time. So I'm just going to mix this up with the butter and the sugar. And just take your time with the recipe. Baking is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a relaxation time. So, you know, don't rush the process. So you just mix this in nicely with each egg. Alright guys, so I've had my 4 eggs nicely incorporated into this mixture of sugar and butter. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get some flavors into the cake. And what I'm using is vanilla essence and also almond essence. So we're going to measure this quickly here and put it into this liquid mixture. And you're going to have to use about 1 teaspoon of each. And you're just going to put this in here and it's going to smell so good after this. And then also the almond essence, about the same. About 1 teaspoon. And just incorporate it into that delicious. Smells really good. So this is going to be making the cake flavorful, and you're just gonna mix this around with everything else that I spoke about. Alright guys, so in here all the liquid mixture has been incorporated nicely, and then now what we're gonna do, we're gonna mess with the dry ingredients. In here I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and it's unbleached. So next what we're gonna do, mix all the dry ingredients together. I have here baking powder, and I'm gonna use about 2 1/3 or 2 1/4 of baking powder, teaspoon. So you see here, and that's my teaspoon. I just put that in there. This is my second one, and then you go to the thirds. Alright, so I have my baking powder in here. The next thing is going to be cinnamon, and we have our cinnamon in this container here, but this is cinnamon, and what we're going to use is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon powder. So what you're going to do, I'm right-handed, so you know, get yourself comfortable in the kitchen and enjoy the process. Alright, so I'm just going to measure this out. My cinnamon powder. And I have that. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is mix these 2 together. So I have the baking powder in here, and we have the cinnamon into the mixture. And just move this around with another spoon I'm using, and get that nice and incorporated into the flour. So along with this, I have other dry ingredients that I'm gonna add. I have nutmeg here, and I'm actually gonna just average this out. And you're gonna see, you don't want to put too much nutmeg, but you want to put enough for the flavor. So you're just gonna grate this into it, and you could see here how much I'm averaging based upon what's in the bowl. A little bit more. Alright, so that's the nutmeg. And then also I'm going to just put a sprinkle. Actually, this could be about, I would say about 1/4 of cardamom powder. And I'm just gonna put this in here, 1/4 of cardamom powder. And we're just gonna shave some of that orange zest in there. So now you can see all the dry ingredients are coming together. Alright, look at that. You have nutmeg, you have orange zest, cardamom powder, baking powder, and cinnamon powder. All nicely incorporated. Alright guys, so now I have my wet ingredients and dry ingredients. We're just going to slowly incorporate the dry ingredients with all those spices into our liquid ingredient. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to mix this in. Use your mixer if you have a mixer. We do have a mixer, but I just find it less messy to just use my hand. And you can incorporate this nicely into the mixture here. Alright guys, so in here I have my wet and dry ingredients nicely incorporated. It's a little bit more solid now, which means I'm gonna go in with the fruit now. And it's about 1 of these containers of fruit. And this probably has been soaking. Again, it's a little late to soak your fruits, so just go ahead and get it from your West Indian store. And we're just gonna incorporate this in here. I'm gonna actually put the whole thing in here. So all of that fruit. Okay, And then you're just gonna mix this around. And it's not gonna get that ideal black color right away. It's gonna get a nice brown color. And it smells amazing right now. I can tell you that much. It smells so good. And you're just gonna mix this nicely together. And then it's gonna be nice and brown, and you're gonna have your browning afterwards. Alright guys, so in here I have the fruit and also the butter and everything else mixed up nicely. You see that color there? It won't be your ideal brown color or black color that you're looking for. So you're gonna have to go in with some of these brownings, and I have two different kinds. You can get whatever kind you want, and this is Jamaican choice. So just throw this in there until you get a nice dark color. So here you have the delicious browning and everything nicely mixed. Look at that, guys. This is good. Let's get that mixed up real well. And I have my lovely sister did this for me here. And she put a little bit butter in there, and then she dusted off with some nice flour. We're just going to take this and we're going to put our batter into this mixture right here. Alright guys, so here we have our delicious batter ready for the oven. You're going to put it in the oven. It's at 315 degrees. It's been preheated for the last 10 minutes. And this is going to bake for a full hour and 15 minutes. And don't go in the oven to check on it. Just make sure that you are keeping the oven nice and closed. Alright guys, so the cake has been cooling for about 10 to 15 minutes. It needs to cool a lot more, but my mom came home from work. And she will be the taste tester to see if it came out just as good as the first time. So let's dive in and taste it. Oh my god, this cake looks so good. Yeah, it looked like the first time. It looks so good. Let's try a piece.
All right, let's dig in. I like the end. Okay.
All right, I'll wait for you.
All right, let's go.
Let's try it.
Cheers. This is good, guys. I just want to say happy and Merry Christmas to all our viewers out there. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. You and your family, from our family to your family, Merry Christmas.
And a happy holidays, and have an awesome 2021. Remember to
like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you in our next video.